Hello everyone, welcome to Dow Nifty. In this video, we'll take a look at 10 best multi-bagger stocks for Indian stock market. Now the selection criteria is all these are good blue chip stocks. They are mostly debt free or having minimum debt. There is only one exception to the list which we'll see when we pass through the slides. The track record has been very good. They have great business which are potential multi-bagger in 2 to 3 years. They offer good dividend as well. Again, there is one exception which does not offer dividend, but it's a good company and has a good business, which we'll see in the list as well. And the most important is these all are within the buying zone. As per I have analyzed the fundamentals and technical charts, they are all within the buying zone, which we'll also discuss. And lastly, I would just like to give a disclaimer that none of these stocks are either from these industry, bank or NBFC, pharma, IT, FMCG, auto stock. So for that, I'll prepare separate sector-wise video. So just stay tuned to my channel, and if you are new, please do subscribe to my channel. Now you must be wondering, I have excluded five different sectors which are very much in focus. So apart from these, still I came up with 10 stocks. So without wasting any time, let's look at it. So first stock is ITC. As you can see, it has a very diverse business. Cigarette it has kind of a very big monopoly in the market. FMCG, Ashirwad is the top selling product. Education, stationery, classmate products are very much high in demand in India. Then personal care, safety, safety matches, incense sticks, agribusiness, hotels, information technology. So needless to say, it has a very diverse business and it is a really good business model for future growth as well. Now let's have a look at the valuation part. If you see here, the industry PE is 15 and the consolidated PE of ITC is just around 16. So it's fairly valued. It is not too expensive as well. And the deliverables is also good over here. And the most important, if you see, the dividend is 5%. So if you put your money in FD, if you put in your money in bank, whatever percentage return you get as of now, you get similar return with ITC, and then the growth prospect is also there. In the chart, if we see, ITC is well placed in the buying zone. I mean, just about at 190 level to 180 level, it's a good buying zone. And if the stock falls further due to any short-term bearishness, add more. Okay. Next stock we have is IGL, Indraprasth Gas. It has been a good growth story in past years. If you look at business, it offers PNG for domestic, for commercial, and then CNG gas for transport use. And on top of that, it is adding a new business, which is to make its own meters to cut reliance on imports from China. Now this is again, if the company is making its own meters, it is definitely reducing the purchase cost, and then it is also creating a business opportunity in future that many similar companies might need meters, and instead of China, they may go to Indraprasth Gas to buy meters from them. And then if you see, there is a push from government to increase the share of environment friendly fuel in India, and currently that share is 6.2%. The aim for it is to increase to 15% by 2030. So you can see from 6.2 to 15%, that's almost like 2.5 times increase. So definitely Indraprasth Gas also is well poised to move from here if you are looking for a long-term perspective. So looking at the valuation part, dividend yield is fair enough. It's not too good as well. I consider 1 to be a good 1.5 to be a good dividend yield, but yet it offers some dividend and it may increase in future with more profitability. Industry P is 17 and the share is not too pricey as well. I mean, a quality share like IGL, if it is trading at 22 times as per industry PE of 17, it's fairly priced, and the deliverables are also good. I mean, I consider 30% and above deliverables to be good, so we have a good deliverables of it as well. Looking at the technical charts, 370 to 390 would be a good buying level. Okay. And if the stock falls further below than 370, then you must add aggressively. So the stock, as you can see, I mean, when the March closed, the stock made a bottom of almost 260, 280. So it's not going to fall up till that level, but definitely 370 to 390 is a good buying zone, and it is just trading around that particular closing price. Next we have here is PVR. Now we all know PVR. Whenever we watch movies, we have two options, either INOX or PVR. So basically it's a duopoly game right now in media and entertainment. Now apart from selling tickets, apart from revenue from movie, a big chunk of revenue comes from its food and beverages business segment. We don't know, we go there, we eat popcorns, we take cold drinks, but we don't know how much that contributes to the earnings of PVR or INOX. So here is a small data from the past. If you see, these food and beverages itself make 25% of the total revenue. So you can well imagine, I mean, if the company earns 100% of revenue, out of 125% comes from what you have inside the movie theater. And the margins, the net margins, the cost of producing those food items and the cost of selling, it's huge. I mean, it's almost like 300 to 400 times margin they get on food products. So looking at the valuation, it's not a very big cap industry. The dividend yield is pretty less, but it does offer some dividend, and we expect in future it will continue growing the dividend offering as well. If you look at industry P, it is trading at 20, but the stock is very much overpriced. Why it is so? Because it is a premium stock. As I told, I mean, there are other peers like Alt Balaji, there are other peers like Eros International, but when it comes to business, they doesn't stand in front of PVR or INOX. So that's why if you see, PVR and INOX would be very highly valued as compared to the industry. And right now the deliverables is not strong enough, meaning people are not too interested to hold it at this level, but I feel it is roughly around that trading level that we can start buying it, and we'll see that in the charts and also at the end of slide when I've prepared a small table for you to know all the levels in one single table. So seeing the chart, the stock has cooled down from its high. It crashed during March and then it stayed pretty much in a consolidated range. Now we all know right now there are pockets of lockdown are being extended in Mumbai, in Chennai, in lot many other places and major cities in India. So these lockdowns are hurting the cinema hall, and they are not allowed to open or release the movies because they are not essential for people. So the moment these restrictions are done with and we come to a complete unlock, these stocks will definitely gain a lot. So it's good time to add PVR. I personally feel 1000 to 1100. The stock closed at 1088. I personally feel 1000 to 1050, 1100 would be a good buying range to start with. Next we have is D-Mart. I mean, D-Mart is being touted as the Walmart of India. People who have been to US, or if they read the business columns of US, you might be knowing like Walmart is a big business model when it comes to grocery and consumer buying in the USA. So what are the key factors which I have listed here which separates D-Mart and gives them an edge over all its peers? So as you can see here, D-Mart owns its real estate for most of its stores. Now this is a very big advantage. Talk of Spencer's, talk of Future Retail, Big Bazaar. If you go to shopping in those franchisee, mostly you will see that all those are located inside the malls. So they do have to pay a good amount of fees in as rent. They do have to pay a lot of other charges to the mall owners. So having its own property in its own name is kind of asset building. So right now there may be one-time huge expense in having its own property, then building it out, but in later years, in 10 years down the line, all those will pay off heavily in the favor of D-Mart. And of course it has a low price, low cost business model which is exactly like Walmart, and it also gives an edge in the pricing model. So tomorrow if you get pulses for 100 rupees per kg in Big Bazaar or Spencer, but you will get it 92 or 93 rupees per kg in D-Mart, definitely you will prefer D-Mart over these particular stores. So looking at the valuation, this is the exceptional stock which I was talking about, which doesn't offer dividend, but I expect it will offer it in future. If you see the market cap, this is astounding. I mean, it has huge market cap which can just put any Nifty 50 company to shame, yet it is not part of Nifty 50. So just imagine tomorrow in future trading sessions, if it will be included in Nifty 50, it is going to be rocket and the share price will just fly off. So what we have here, industry P is 67. The stock is trading at a premium valuation because it is a very quality stock. Certain times when the stock is trading at high valuation, don't think that it is very overpriced. Of course, pricing is a factor, but if a certain stock has monopoly in its business or is a duopoly, meaning only two players in the market, then those two or that single stock does trade at a very high premium. People want to buy that stock, and if you see the deliverable percentage, it's almost 60. So that shows the kind of confidence the investors has in this stock, that when it is trading at low values in the market, they are all buying it. They are all taking the deliverables. They are not doing intraday for short term profits, rather they are taking deliverables in their account for long term gains. Looking at the chart, I feel it is well poised. It closed at 2093 in the last session. So anything around 2000, anything around 2000, 2100 band, it should be a good buying price. And if the stock falls below 1950 in this zone, then you should buy aggressively. And if you see, I mean, the stock has corrected and cooled down a lot in the relative strength. So from here, I expect the stock should rise. Next we have is Relaxo. Now this is a very good growth story that we have had in past decade. If you see, almost 11,800% jump in 10 years. Now this is really huge. And again, a few key factors. If you see, it has capacity to produce 7.5 lakh pairs a day of footwear, and it also produces 95% of its product in-house. Now that gives a big pricing advantage. If you have a setup where you are not buying from other companies but you are producing it in-house, you definitely have a pricing advantage over others. And if you see, I mean, the capex of 80 crore each for FY20 and 21, so definitely in coming years it is going to rise as well. When you talk about footwears, we have only two names. One, Relaxo, second is Bata India. So again, it's a duopoly business. There is no other players in the market which can compete with these two giants. So let's see at the valuation and what should be the buying price. Talking about the valuation, this company offers dividend which is again small, but again we expect it to rise in future. Industry P is 45, you are getting at 73. Again, a premium quality stock, a duopoly stock, it will definitely trade at a premium price valuation. And look at the confidence of investor. I mean, 55% people have taken the delivery, which again suggests it's a strong stock and it's a buy stock always. Seeing in the chart, we expect the stock closed at 594 in previous trading session. So 575 to 600 would be a good buying zone for the stock. If the stock falls below 575, then it's obviously an aggressive buying zone. So these are the kind of stock which you should have in your portfolio. Even in coronavirus situation in March, if you see, the stock didn't correct too much, which suggests that it has good strength. So if stock by any reason due to short-term market bearishness falls below 575, you should grab it with both hands. Next stock we have here is Bharti Airtel. Now again, this is one such exception where the company is in some debt, but it is well placed. It has good enough cash from its other businesses, from its Bharti group other businesses, to clear off that debt. And when you talk about competitors, Vodafone Idea, do we have any competition? No. BSNL? No. Jio, that is the only competition. So again, this is a kind of business which is transforming into a duopoly sector in telecom in future to come. So today, if you go and buy a mobile SIM card, you either have an option to buy Jio or Bharti. You do have an option to buy Vodafone, but again, that is very much high in debt, and it has huge arrears to pay back as AGR dues. So I don't feel that Vodafone Idea is well poised to grow from here. It's mostly a speculative stock, but if you have to bet at a low cost value stock which can grow in future, it is Bharti Airtel. Looking at the valuation, if you see, it is a big company. I mean, it has huge market cap. It is part of Nifty 50 and rather part of Nifty 10 as well. Dividend yield, if you talk about, it offers a very low dividend yield. There is no P because there is no earning currently. The stock is in debt, and there are a lot of AGR dues to be paid off, which the company is doing. So it is in right path. And I feel with so many investments in Geo, there have been investments from Facebook, there have been investment from Microsoft, there have been investment from Google. So it leaves Apple and Amazon are also coming and competing for Indian market. So it leaves a huge potential that this stock can attract tech companies and tech giants like Amazon and Apple for future investment. So let's just see how it folds out. But as of now, it's in a good buying zone. We'll see in the technical charts as well. And if you see the deliverables, as I told, 30% is I consider it good, and we have 41% people who is taking the stock as delivery. In the technical chart, if you see, the stock closed at 547, 525 to 550, I consider it as a good buying zone. Below that, if stock falls, add more. Next we have is Reliance. Now this stock needs no introduction. It has been the biggest newsmaker in past 3 months. Deals after deals, it has cracked so many deals and made itself debt free before time as promised by the promoters. So looking at the business, it is into refinery, petrochemical, oil and gas, retail, digital services, media, so many different types of business it has, and it is trying to generate revenue from so many different places as well. Now let's take a look at valuation. The stock is trading at close to 2000 levels. It has the biggest market cap in India. It offers small dividend yield, but again the company will increase it as for profitability increases. Industry P is just around 40, and this consolidated P, if you look at the blue figure, 31. So it is still trading below the industry P levels, and definitely it has further growth from here. Deliverables, if you see, it is not quite high as I expected, but the stock should cool down a little bit more from here, and it should offer you a good buying zone. Looking at the charts, I feel since the stock has had a good run up in such a short frame of time, I would give it a big window of 2000 level to 1850 would be a good buying zone. And if the stock falls below 1850, which is very rare, but still, if due to market bearishness, if the stock falls below 1850, then you should buy it with more aggression. If you see here, the stock is in overvalued zone, and it should ideally cool off further from here. Next we have is Pidilite industry. Now Pidilite, we use it in our daily life ever since childhood. Fevi-Stick, Fevicol, Fevikwik, Dr. Fix-It, all these names are household names. And if you talk about any kind of carpentry work, if you talk about any kind of construction work, when you talk about adhesives, it is only Pidilite products which mostly is used by the industry. So this stock has great business and great potential in future as well. Let's look at the valuation. The stock is trading at 1345 levels. It is offering very low dividend, but it will rise with time. Industry P is 45. Stock is trading at a premium valuation of 62, which is not bad for it given the kind of quality we have with Pidilite. And deliverables is fairly just around a good mark of 30, but at this buying price we should expect more deliverables, and you should start adding it to your portfolio as well. Let's look at technical charts as well. In technical charts, I can see that the stock closed at 1345. So 1350 to 1300. 1350 to 1300 is a good buying zone for the stock, and if the stock falls below 1300, then you should add it aggressively. It was trading at a very high strength some time back, and now stock has cooled down properly. So it is consolidating well in this range, and definitely it should be part of your portfolio for future and long term. Next we have is ONGC. Now due to coronavirus situation, the traveling is happening very less. The airlines and other travel industry are like doing very bad. So the oil consumption is been pretty low. You might have seen in just 1 or 2 months back the oil went to negative. So the oil consumption being low, this stock is mostly dealing with oil and natural gases, so definitely their business will get impacted in a huge way. But if you see here, it has so many subsidiaries, joint ventures, overseas exploration, refinery, power, value chains. services. So it is well diversified, and it is the number one oil and natural gas producer of India. It's a government owned company, and definitely there is only upside from here. So let's look at the valuation and see. ONGC is trading at 75.9. It is offering a very good dividend. Again, just compare it with the FD of your bank. 6.59% is the dividend. So even if the stock doesn't move from here, you get a healthy dividend year on year, which you can take it for grant as well. Industry P is 6.5. The stock is trading right at par with industry P, not to price. If you look at price to book ratio, it is just 0.49, 0.48. So the stock is trading half its book value, and definitely the stock has more upside from here. Deliverables is good, above 30%. Let's look at chart for good buying zone. So now we are at chart. If you see, the stock is at 75. I feel 68 to 75 is a good buying zone for the stock. If it falls below 68, then you should add aggressively. Even if over here, if you see, the relative strength is very much coming near to oversold territory. So just keep an eye on this, and when you get a good price, start buying it. Last but not the least, the 10 stock that we have is L&T, Larsen & Toubro. Now again, this is into heavy engineering, construction, infrastructure, IT, communication, electricals, machinery, financial services, power. So it has a well diversified business, and this business cannot fail. Now let's look at the valuation. It is trading at 915 rupees. It has a good market cap. Dividend yield is good. I consider 1.5 and above to be good. So dividend yield is pretty healthy over here. Industry P is 19.5. The stock is the consolidated range is 15. So it is trading below its industry P, and definitely it's coming for cheap value to you. And deliverables is healthy deliverables of above 30%. So now let's look at the chart where we are headed. So in the chart, if we see, the stock is at 915. It is very close to our buying zone. The buying zone I feel is 850 to 900 would be a good buying zone for the stock. If the stock falls below 850, then you should add more aggressively. And as again I am telling you, it is very close to oversold zone. It is not too overvalued as well. So as per the relative strength index as well, the stock should rise from here. Now lastly, I have just compiled it on in a table for you to grasp all that in one single shot. So if you see all these stocks, these are the 10 stocks that we discussed. These are the current CMPs that is trading in the market. The buying zones are listed over here. So just keep adding like an SIP in your portfolio, and just don't fret if it falls below buying zone. Again, I have also mentioned aggressive buying zone. If it falls below these marks, whatever I have listed over here, be aggressive on them. Say suppose if you are buying one stock in this buying zone, then when it falls below this, you should start buying 2 stocks or 3 stocks. You should double your investment when these quality stocks are trading at such cheaper values. So if market is short term bearish, do not be panicky about it. Do not be fearful about it. Rather think that you are getting good things at a very discounted price. So go on shopping spree and buy more aggressively. And I have also estimated based on business and listed my long-term 2 to 3 years vision where I see the stock trading at 2 to 3 years. So you can have a look at that as well, and you can plan your investment accordingly. So friends, I hope you enjoyed the content, and if you really like it, do smash that like button, and if you are new to the channel, please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you.